I got. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jerry Savage Court on the campus of Loyola Blakefield with Carson Ware. I'm Joe Tartaglia. Welcome to tonight's matchup between your Loyola Dons and the St. Vincent Pallotti Panthers. Carson, as the teams tip off, who are the two guys that we should watch on the Loyola side of the ball tonight?
Well, I'm looking for Jubem Nake to really make a contribution. He's stepped up this year and assumed a bigger role on the team, so look for him to play a nice role this night for the Dons. And also, I'm looking at Cameron Shaw, obviously this team's star player. Look for him to carry the load on the offensive side of the ball. Loyola starts off with a good inside basket, and now we'll see Pallotti's offense.
And Cameron Shaw on the rebound for the Dons.
Nice pass. Hepting steps into a three. Good defense by the Dons, and Hepting brings it up the other way. The plays for Shaw. He misses the layup, controls the rebound, and saves it.
And a smart play there by Cameron Shaw.
Good
knocking
awareness.
that ball off the defender.
And the Dons will get another try here.
It looks like a slow start early for both teams. No one seems really to be able to get the upper hand early, but 6:42 left here in the first.
Young in the corner. Shaw gets a good look from three. The push, dish to the corner, that's a three-pointer, and it goes down. Number 21, Amir Warwick, gets Pallotti on the board, and it's 3-2. Hepting brings it up. Dubem, now off to his brother Chid. Shaw on the wing, drives baseline, cut off, back out to Nake. Nake dribbles it into two defenders and coughs it up. And now Hepting gets the steal at the other end. The Dons will look to push here. Chid Nake traveled. Just a little too antsy there for the Dons.
They just need to slow it down and play their brand of offense, control the tempo, and work around on their side of the court.
Kennedy brings it up for Pallotti. Crosses over on Hepting, pulls up for the jumper. That's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and it's 5-2.
And Pallotti, as a whole, has been playing very well to start the season. They're 8-3 overall, 2-0 in MIAA A-Conference play. Let's see if the Dons can keep their little momentum going, as they've come close in a couple games, and they've battled well and beat a couple good teams, and especially Archbishop Spalding.
Yes, and Hepting misses the three, and Dubem with those long arms controls the rebound. He's denied on the way up. Ends up in the hands of Shaw, and the Dons will reset their offense. Trillian Young back up top. Shaw looks for a cutter, finds Chid Nake. And a traveling violation is the call. Incoming sub for Pallotti, number 24. Kieran Martin checks in. Kennedy brings it up. Pallotti looks to swing the ball, and they do. Martin over to Otto. Jumper from the corner is good for Gilbert Otto. Extends the lead to 5.
And the Dons look a little sluggish coming out here in the first quarter.
Yes, not a lot of flow on the offensive side of the ball.
As the Panthers, they started to turn it up. As both teams started off slow, the Panthers now starting to get the upper hand in the momentum.
Yes, and Shaw looked to cut in that lead, and he cannot. Kennedy pushes the pace a little bit. Giles back to Kennedy. Kennedy on the drive, a strong move. He missed it, though. And Chid Nake controls the rebound. Shaw step back jumper. Rebound by Loyola.
And it looks like Fisher and Reynolds about ready to check in for the Dons.
Yes, Fisher, a player to watch. He's only a sophomore. A lot of potential with him, and it'll be exciting to watch him grow this season and really play a more prominent role as Trillian Young gets the role on the jump shot. Otto on the post up. That is no good. Good defense by the Dons. Trillian Young with the rebound. Dubem Nake in the corner. Shaw back to Hepting. That is a 3. And out of bounds. Subs will come in. Young, Hepting, and Nake all are going to take a rest here as Fisher, Reynolds, and Fox are going to check in for Loyola. Giles. Strong move by Martin, and he draws the foul, so 2 free throws coming up for him.
And it looks like they knocked Dubem Nake with that foul.
Dons with a big game coming up. They play Calvert Hall here this Friday. It once again will be streaming. And so if the Dons can get a win, what do you think about their chances against the Cardinals?
Well, I think that this Loyola team is focused on today's game and a lot more than they are about a game on Friday. These teams here in the MIAA, at least this year, seem to be very evenly matched, and you got to take one game at a time.
Yes, that is very true, as Pallotti gets another basket off of a steal. Owen Reynolds and Cameron Shaw, the backcourt now for the Dons. And Reynolds draws the foul. I believe they're going to get number 24, Martin, for a block.
It's a good job by Reynolds there, using his shiftiness and agility to draw that foul from the bigger body.
Reynolds' first year with the varsity team. That's a 3, and well short, picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy will look to push the pace, and a beautiful bounce pass. And the ball hit the line. Martin threw it away. Dons take over. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
And a lucky break there for Loyola. It was like Pallotti was getting ready to march down the court for an easy bucket in transition.
Yes, and great flow for this Pallotti offense. They've been scoring easy baskets, and the Dons need to pick things up a little bit here. But we are still early into this one. A lot of time left to mount a little comeback. Shaw to the rim with a fake. Inside to Fisher. Knocked away. Dons stay in possession.
It's a good play by Amir Warwick to knock that ball out of bounds.
Shaw gets in the corner. Now back to Fox. Reynolds up top. Looks to drive. Now passes it out to Bem. Fisher in the corner. Fisher drives. Shot is off the mark, and Reynolds controls it. And the officials are going to talk this over.
I believe one of the officials said that the shot clock should not have reset. And it looks like they're talking that one over now that you said.
Now number 24, Martin's going to check back in.
And the time of the clock will stand. It is 32 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Don's
1:32 left in the first quarter.
Fisher. Dubem will post up. Ball nearly tapped in. Reynolds fighting underneath, and the Panthers finally control it.
And a great effort from Reynolds going against two much taller opponents fighting for that rebound.
Mallory passes it off to Giles. Up the top. Basket waved off. A travel. And Loyola will take back over. plenty of opportunities for the Dons here. Pallotti's turned the ball over quite a few times. Let's see if they can capitalize on one of these turnovers now.
And Trillian Young is checked in for the blue and gold.
Reynolds, they get it down low. Young, who just checked in, gets the roll on the jump shot. 10-6.
Some instant production off the bench here for Trillian Young. That's what you want to see from your starter.
And as we wind things down here, the Dons have a 4-point deficit. A great pass, and the finish by Miles Mallory. At 6'6", he's really got some great height, and he used it there. Young fights to control the basketball. Reynolds. And Loyola looks like they're going to hold for the last shot. Nice cut baseline by Shaw. He's denied. Get it back and draw the foul.
And that play started with a great lead pass by Owen Reynolds from the point.
And so Shaw is going to get 2 free throws and a chance to cut into this lead a little bit. Now at the end of the quarter, Isaiah Ashine is going to check in for Pallotti.
Now, free throws in the past have been a problem area for the Dons. But let's see if they can turn their woes at the stripe around here. Still early in the season.
Yes, this season the Dons have really struggled with free throws. We've seen it in all their games. Come back to haunt them late. And so I'm sure they've been working on it in practice. As Kennedy draws the foul with 1.2 on the clock. And back to the free throws. The Dons, I'll bet they've been working on it in practice and look to see them improve on that a little bit. Overall, though, they've been playing some good basketball early on here. First free throw, misses back rim. Josh Carter, the junior, checks in. And the second free throw's no good, and that is the end of the first quarter. The Dons trail 12-8 from Jerry Savage Court. Joe Tartaglia and Carson Ware, we will see you at the beginning of the second period. And welcome back to Jerry Savage Court. I'm Carson Ware. Joe Tartaglia is with me. The Dons trail 12-8, and they inbound here to Shaw. Shaw penetrates and now kicks it out. Reynolds, they get a post up. Reynolds controls, and the Dons will reset. 15 on the shot clock. Young in the corner. Shaw out up top, and three-pointer clanks off the rim. Controlled by Pallotti. Kennedy kicks to the corner. Back up top. That is a three-pointer. Off the rim, rebound by Pallotti, and it's blocked. Fox among those in on that rejection. Reynolds' pass was knocked away, and the officials will call a jump ball here.
I guess None of the officials could come up with a ruling, so they just went with the jump ball.
I guess so, and Pallotti takes over here. Hepting now going to check in. Reynolds has a seat on the bench. And Chid Nake with a great athletic play, denying the shot attempt at the rim. Shaw kicking out. Young back up top. Hepting with 25 to shoot. Hepting with a cut and banks it off the glass. And Loyola has made a little run here at the beginning of the quarter. It's now 12-10. Nice play, and Pallotti gets an easy basket. Josh Carter, the junior, on the layup.
And it looks like it's going to be Carter against Chid Nake for the remainder of this one.
Yes.
I think that would be the matchup to watch as both of them battle for positioning down low.
Young on the inside misses the shot from inside the paint. Kennedy brings it the other way for the Panthers. Pull-up jumper is no good. And a lot of contact, and Chid Nake drew the foul.
Nake is one of the best in the league at drawing charges, and then you see it right there.
Yes, putting his body on the line, and he gets it on an extra possession here as Shaw's going to check out. Mitch Fisher, the sophomore, going to check in.
5:59 to play here in the first half. Dons trail by 4.
Very low-scoring affair here. Only 24 total points. There's a turnover. Pallotti will look to push the pace. Back up top, wide open three-pointer, clanks off the rim. And over the back is going to be the call. Josh Carter picks one up.
There you see Chid Nake getting great positioning, causing the foul.
Dons with a tall lineup in here. We've got Chid, Mitch Fisher, and Trillian Young all in at the same time. So the Dons are going to look to control the glass. Hepting pushes it across half court. Pallotti's been playing some great defense all game. And Hepting on a very nice cut, and there's a layup.
A great job by Hepting. Cut into the glass after working the point.
It's the second time we've seen him cut into the paint and get a layup out of it. And now, turnover by Pallotti, 12-14. Loyola trails, and they'll look to maybe get another bucket here and tie the game.
You can feel the momentum starting the shift to that Loyola side. After a couple mistakes by Pallotti, now they've had to be capitalized by Loyola if they want to make something out of this.
Yes, and overall this year's Dons team has shown great poise, and they do not go down easy. They will fight against any team. So, interesting game tonight. Let's see if the Dons can pull one out. Young hits the jump shot, and they call it a three. So Loyola takes the lead. Their first lead since the opening seconds.
And a great job of capitalizing off that turnover.
And, you know, Loyola was getting those kind of shots in the first quarter, but they weren't falling. Now we start to see them go down a little bit.
Looks like Hepting's been charged with a push.
And now inbound from the baseline coming for the Panthers. Allison dribbles, drives baseline. Two defenders are waiting for him there, kicks it back out. And a blocking foul is called. I believe Chid Nake is going to pick one up. It was number 4, Giles. Great use of the jab step, got all the way to the rim, and he drew the foul. So 2 shots coming up for him. Chance for Pallotti to reclaim this lead.
And you see Chid trying to draw the charge again, unable to get that call.
And, you know, that's a tough spot to be in. A lot of times when there's a lot of contact like that, even if it is a charge, sometimes the referee will err on the side of the offensive player. So not really a surprise to see Chid called for one there. Giles nails both free throws. Fox brings it up, pressured now off to Hepting. Pallotti running a little half-court press here. Nearly a turnover. Out to Fisher. Fisher going to drive baseline, and pass went through Young's legs. Fast break by Pallotti, and they can't get the bucket.
And some great shot defense there by Hepting.
Fox going to pull up, and he got it. Fox hits a three-pointer, and Loyola has taken a 2-point lead.
And the Dons with their size, if they can control the interior and the perimeter, it's going to be a long night for the Panthers.
And that three-pointer is way off the mark there. Edward Johnson, only the freshman, was going to try that one. Hepting all the way to the rim, and a great pass. Kennedy at the other end, and the game is tied. 3.5 minutes to go here in the second period. And we've got a good one on our hands. Trillian Young to the corner. Fisher stepped on the baseline. Pass may have slipped out of Trillian Young's hands there.
Look, some sloppiness on that Loyola side for the past couple possessions, but as Trillian Young checks out for the Dons.
Three-pointer is good. Martin, the 6'5" senior.
Half-court trap.
And the press pays off for Pallotti. Kennedy on the steal, takes it all the way. Misses, rebound, Cam Shaw. Dons are going to look to push now. Dubem to the rim. Off the mark. And now Pallotti with her.
This game needs to be settled down. And that's what Coach Diwali's yelling. And he's absolutely right. This game needs to settle down real fast.
And now we've got a timeout on the floor. Coach Diwali wants to talk things over. That game got a little bit out of hand, and we will take a break. For Joe Tartaglia and Carson Ware, we will see you back in a little bit. Average Court, I'm Carson Ware. Joe Tartaglia is with me. Close game on our hands as the St. Vincent Pallotti Panthers lead the Loyola Dons 21-18. The officials have something to discuss. Shaw set to inbound. The Dons get a post up, and now Hepting controls at the top. Fox. Shaw's got it in the corner. Ball goes to Costa Starvakis. And there's the turnover. And the layup is good for Warwick. Pallotti extends their lead to 5. And looks like they've taken off the half-court pressure. So the Dons will set up their offense. And Shaw, pass was tipped by Martin, and the Dons will keep possession as Stravakis checks out. Trillian Young is going to come back in. Shaw jab step, now drives. Trapped out Dubem for a 3.
And the Dons still looking a little slow after that timeout.
Yes, they had a nice start here to the second quarter, but they've slowed down a little bit. And Pallotti just keeps on getting these easy buckets. Giles hit that one. Young, dangerous pass over to Fox. And now Trillian Young calls out a play. Shaw up at the top, now drives. Hepting, that is a 3-pointer. Shot no good. The Dons hustle back on defense. Three-pointer from the corner is good. Martin.
It looks like Palotti's been very hot. I mean, first of all, from the entire perimeter, probably looks hot right now, but especially from that corner.
Yes, and now the lead is up to 11 points. Now the Dons will inbound here. Fox gets it into Hepting. 35 seconds remain in the first half. We've got about a 1-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Young controls, crossover. Pulls up, he's blocked. Fisher controls. Out to Shaw. Still 15 seconds for the Dons to get a shot up. Fox with a baseline cut. He brings it out up top. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Shaw to the rim. Shot was knocked away, and with 4 seconds left, Loyola will get the ball back.
And a great job by the Pallotti defense controlling the interior, not allowing Loyola any easy cuts to the basket.
Young with 3 seconds. Over to Fisher. Fisher did not get it up in time, and that will do it for the first half. The St. Vincent Pallotti Panthers lead the Loyola Dons 29-18. I'm Carson Ware, and Joe Tartaglia is alongside me. We'll see you at the beginning of the second half. Savage Court. I'm Carson Ware, joined by Joe Tartaglia. The Dons trail by 11, and we are set to start the second half. Joe, decent first half from the Dons. What can they do to improve?
Well, first of all, Carson, I would say that they have to control the tempo of the game. They can't let Pallotti get these easy buckets in transition with the fast up-tempo style of play that the Panthers like to run. And the second thing I would say is that Loyola needs to start cutting to the basket like they were earlier in the second quarter. That's when they got the most production out of their perimeter and their big men.
Good ideas, and we are set to start. Trillian Young is going to inbound. Connor Hepting brings the ball up, and we are underway. Loyola trailing 29-18. Trillian Young runs the baseline. Hepting spins it the other way. Dons get it to the high post. Out to Hepting. Hepting drives. Dubem on the inside. Rebound by Chidnake, and he draws the foul.
And some better passing there by the Dons.
And just like you said, Joe, the Dons work it inside, and they're going to get some easy points here from the free throw line if Chid can knock these down. First one is no good, and the free throw woes continue. Chid hits the second, and the lead is 10. Ball in the corner. Now back up at the top. Warwick on the drive, kicks it out. A three-pointer from the corner is no good, and Chidnake controls the rebound. Connor Hepting will look to push the pace a little bit. Nake comes up on the screen. Shaw with a jab step, drives. Hepting in the corner. And Trillian Young threw it away. Here comes Pallotti. Warwick off to Kennedy. Kennedy drives through two defenders. Way off on the floater. Shaw cross-court pass. Dubem Nake drives baseline, and he traveled.
You see what happens when the Dons try to play this up-tempo offense. Too many mental mistakes in transition.
And you're right, Joe. The Dons need to slow it down a little bit, get some better looks, and like we saw with the cuts, they were getting layups. So look for the Dons to maybe start doing some of that. Giles brings the ball up. He's guarded by Shaw. Here comes the screen. Bad pass, controlled. Johnson. Jumper is no good. And Pallotti gets the rebound, but a foul is going to be called on Chidnake. Believe that's his third. So something to look out for, as Chid will. They obviously need him inside, so foul trouble is not something that they want. And a travel.
And a big missed opportunity there from Pallotti. Looks like they had a wide open three, but he elected to dribble it down low, and in the midst of doing that, he ended up walking.
And that's unlike this team. They normally will control the ball despite their fast pace of play. And see if the Dons can capitalize.
And sometimes you just try to do too much. And mistakes like that is the result.
Chidnake out to Trillian Young. He'll tee up a three. He got it. The lead is within single digits. It's a 7-point game. And Kennedy brings it up. He's guarded by Hepting. Here comes the screen. No switch. Very nice pass. Turned away at the rim. And a foul is going to be called. Great defense by the Dons, that possession. They got a little momentum going as Fox checks into the game. Dubem Nake is going to take a breather. Hepting brings it up. 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Fox hits front rim.
And a decent opportunity there for the Dons, just unable to capitalize.
They can live with that. That's a good look. Pass deflected. Ends up with Giles in the corner. Shot is no good, and Chid once again will control the rebound. He'll push it ahead, Connor Hepting. Fox tees up one. Chid on the rebound, use of the fake. Got it back and scored it.
A great job by Chid, really working the interior, grabbing the board.
Down to a nice little stretch here. They've cut it to 5. And I think the referees might have missed a travel there. And there's going to be a foul called on Loyola.
Looks like Fox will be charged.
Martin, the sharpshooter, is going to check back in. And he threw it right to Chid Nake. Shaw's going to push the pace. Fox, pass knocked away. It'll stay with Loyola. And some good energy so far in the third quarter here, Joe.
Absolutely. The Dons looks like they've started to pick it up since the beginning of the second half.
Young with a great move inside, and the lead is 3.
Trillium starting to heat up now. And if you can get him going, you'll be in pretty good shape.
Trillium was on the varsity team last year, but didn't have a big role. But his role's really expanded this year, and he's proven that he's ready for it. He's done some good scoring on the offensive side of the ball, and pretty good defender as well. So look for him to play a key role in this game and for the rest of the season, as Chid Nake is going to check out.
Looks like there was an off-ball foul, maybe a grab against Nake. That's big. I believe that is his 4th foul, so he'll be checked out for a little while.
3-pointer's no good. And the pass, Pallotti scores.
You see right away the absence of Nake. That could hurt the Dons late in this game when they're trying to lock down the interior.
He is their presence inside. Mitch Fisher. Nice pass. Shaw for 3. Got it.
When you control the interior, it makes it easier to control the perimeter, and that's what they have to do right there.
And now if the Dons can D up for one possession here, they'll have an opportunity to tie this game or take the lead with a 3. Drive baseline, pull-up, jump hook is no good. Mitch Fisher the rebound. Dons can tie or take the lead with a 3, as we just said. And they'll set up a play. Mitch Fisher back to Shaw. Fisher, pull up.
That's good luck for Fisher.
Giles. Here comes the screen. Giles dumps it inside, and the Dons end up with it. They'll look to push it in transition. Here comes Cam Shaw. He's got Fisher underneath. A great pass, and the Dons have tied the game.
And it's been a great third quarter for Loyola thus far.
A foul, and the basket will count. Strong move. Stephen Kennedy.
A momentum killer right there for the Dons.
Yeah, Loyola put a nice little stretch together. Good pass from Shaw. Fisher for the layup. Kennedy comes right back down. And that's one thing that we've seen this so far from Pallotti. They've really looked to push the ball if the Dons have scored. You know, Dons kind of jogging back, looking the other way. And Pallotti just sneaks right in for the N1.
Yep.
Free throw is good.
And going off that, for the most part, Pallotti has not been flustered with any sudden urges or streaks that Dons have gone on. They've managed to be able to stop the bleeding well in time. And
yes, very
this
poised
game
play. Shaw gets his man to jump, and he is fouled on the baseline. Coach Tavalli thinks that Shaw was in the act of shooting. We'll see what the officials call. And the foul's going to be on the floor still. 34-31, 2 minutes, 39 seconds left in the third period.
And they got to get rid of it.
Pass to Shaw, and he's fouled. Giles and Shaw both went up for it. Shaw came down, and Giles may have gotten an elbow on Shaw.
And a very good pass from Brennan Fox. He put it in a place where only Shaw could get to it, and he ended up drawing the foul.
Dons are going to inbound here. And Shaw pressure at half court by Giles, playing very aggressively. Here comes the pick from Trillian Young. Shaw thought about a three, now dishes it off Mitch Fisher. Back to Shaw. Shaw on a fake, he's going to drive. And he's fouled. And that's going to be 2 shots. I believe Martin's going to pick one up.
And it looks like Martin was in position, just not able to get his feet set in time.
Perfect swish for Cam Shaw. Owen Reynolds checks in, and Connor Hepting is going to take a rest. 34-32. Shaw can make it a 1-point game. Rimmed out.
Another big free throw miss for the Dons.
Martin brings it up. Good defense by the Dons. 20 to shoot. Giles on the inside. Turned away. Good defense. Shaw looked to push. Fox inside. Hits the front rim. Gets his own rebound and tried to hit Reynolds on the cut. That'll go out of bounds. Back to Pallotti. Minute 49 on the clock. Kennedy's going to bring it up. Kennedy pull up Jay. Fight for the rebound is won by Loyola. Reynolds brings it up. Dons can tie or take the lead with a 3. Good crossover by Reynolds. Went up for the layup and he was stripped. Kennedy gets the steal. And Shaw takes it right back. Loyola gets a layup and Fox converts. And once again, we are tied just about a minute to go in the third quarter. This game has been pretty much controlled by Pallotti, but some life here shown by the Dons. And a foul called. I think Fisher's going to pick one up.
You know, Carson, this is the type of game you expect from these two teams. Pallotti being in the number 3 spot in the black division, and Loyola taking the 4th spot in that division.
And, you know, really even play from all these teams. No clear front runner yet. And so this should be an interesting season with a lot of closely contested games. And the Dons look like they're prepared for this competition. Trillian Young's going to check out. Free throw is good. Dons once again trail by 2. A 3-pointer would put them ahead. Reynolds pressured. Dribbles out of it. Dubem. Back up top. Reynolds for the lead. Rebound by Dubem. Good life underneath. He misses it. Tapped out to Shaw. Cam Shaw will reset. 40 seconds to go. 10-second difference shot game clock. Reynolds on the drive. Kicks it out. Nake inside and 1. And Loyola will have a chance to take their lead. Strong move by Dubem. Set up by a nice pass by Owen Reynolds. 34 seconds. The shot clock is off. And Dubem will attempt this free throw. 36 all.
Now here's another key freebie for the Dons. Let's see if they can capitalize.
And he hits it. Sub coming in, it's Hepting, and Shaw's going to check out. Strong third quarter from the Dons. They started trailing by 11, and now they've climbed all the way back, a 12-point turnaround, and they lead by 1. 30 seconds remaining. Kennedy's going to look for the last shot. Kennedy. Shot was no good. And Mitch Fisher's going to get called for a hold. And Joe, what have you seen from the Dons this quarter? Some great life, and they've taken the lead here.
Well, I saw some fight, Carson. They, going into halftime, they never doubted themselves for a second. They knew that they were still in control of their own destiny in this game. And you saw that on display, the way they scratch and clawed their way back.
Another foul here. A lot of fouls called in this game, and with 5.9 to go, Pallotti's going to get another chance here. Shaw's going to come back in. Reynolds going to check out. So the Dons will add some height.
And with that foul, Pallotti is now in the bonus.
So free throw's good. So that knocks ourselves back at 37. Pallotti with a chance to reclaim the lead. Kennedy. He got it. Sub coming in, number 0, Isaiah Lattimore. The junior, 5'9", is going to check in.
And with just under 6 seconds, the Dons are going to try to get a quality shot off. But first, they have to break this press.
Comes into Hepting. Hepting breaks the press. 2 seconds left. Puts up the jumper. It'll count, and well short. Hard-fought third quarter from Loyola. They have cut the lead to 1. Joe Tartaglia and Carson Ware, we will see you back at the start of the fourth. Savage Court, Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia. We've got a good one on our hands here. 38-37, Loyola trails. 8 minutes left to play. Pallotti gets the inbound. We got a post up. Hepting guarding Kennedy. Kennedy drives baseline, runs into a trap. Good defense so far from the Dons. Lattimore now over to Kennedy. The three-pointer's no good. Fisher controls, and Shaw will look to push up to Hepting. Hepting. Shaw thought about a three. Fisher got it. 40-38. And Joe, as we see the Dons take the lead, what can they do to really finish the game and get the win here?
Well, in order for the Dons to come out with the W, they're going to have to continue to pressure that interior of Pallotti's defense. And if they can do that, it'll open up some shots outside for them to really take advantage of it with the three ball.
Timeout Pallotti. And so Loyola came storming back here from an 11-point deficit at halftime. They lead by 2. We'll be back in just a second. Very Savage Court, fresh out of the timeout. We got some more action. Dons on top, 40-38. Mitch Fisher just hit the three-pointer. Pass knocked away. It'll stay with Pallotti. Good defense by the Dons. 11 seconds to shoot. Fox is going to check out, and Young is going to check back in. Mitch Fisher, seen some more playing time tonight.
Well, when you knock down threes like he's been doing, that's going to happen.
Martin, the sharpshooter, hits another one. And you got to get a handout on him for the Dons.
And the Dons have really struggled this year finishing games. They've been in almost every game they've played, but their losses have come in the last minutes of very highly contested ball games.
Hepting on the drive. And Jubem Nake threw it away. Martin thought about another three. Threw it right to Mitch Fisher. And the Dons are going to slow things down. A good
very
idea.
Smart job by Fisher holding that ball up.
Shaw. Connor Hepting. Fisher, another triple. In and out. Rebound to Pallotti. Kennedy now back to Kennedy. Driving baseline. Can't finish. Got his own rebound. And Trillian Young collects it for the Dons. The Dons only trail by 1. A score will get them the lead. Hepting. Fisher. And he's fouled.
And that'll be 6 fouls on Pallotti. One more. The Dons will be in the bonus.
Already here, so free throws can play a big role. The Dons have struggled with them this year, but you know, if they can get in the bonus, hit their free throws down the stretch, that could help them get the win here. 5.5 minutes just about to go here. Dons just need one final push, and they can get the win here and get some nice momentum going into the Calvert Hall game on Friday. Shaw. Feeling a 3. Too strong. And it's going the other way. And it's going the other way.
It's an offensive foul against Cameron Shaw.
Got a foul on Shaw.
With a push.
Shaw just stuck his elbow out a little bit there, and Pallotti's going to take over. Kennedy, who's been running point for the whole game. I don't know if he's come out yet. Martin with the baseline cut. Knocked away. Mitch Fisher controls. And the Dons throw it away, and they throw it away again. Messy play there. The Dons had the ball twice. And they turned it over. And it ends up with a layup for Pallotti. 43-40.
And this is the part in the ball game where the Dons usually fall apart when it's a close game like this. They just can't seem lately to be able to hang with good teams late in ball games.
Trill, Mitch Fisher. Pass was too tall. And Fisher is going to check out. Chidnake with 4 fouls. Going to check in for the final 4 minutes. 43-40.
And they're going to need Nake's presence down low and on the glass.
Yes, they will. Hold the Panthers to 1 shot per possession. And with Nake in, I think they can do that. Giles up top. Martin thought about a deep 3. Pulls up. That's a 2.
Good
way off
Fox.
the mark. An air ball. Shaw fakes, drives. An offensive foul was called. And that's some good acting by Pallotti there, as Shaw never really touched him.
Not quite sure if he was set before the contact, but nevertheless, that's the call. Don's down by 3 here in the 4th.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Kennedy brings it up. He's guarded by Hepting. .15 to shoot. As Pallotti took a little bit of the clock off there. Here comes the screen. Hepting stays with his man. Giles. Fox controls. And a timeout called by Loyola. This game is coming right down to the wire. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. The Dons trail 43-40. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Jerry Savage Court. Dons looking for one final push to get the victory here, and they start with the ball. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Joe, good game so far. What have you seen from the Panthers that have really given them this lead? Because it seems like they've been in control for pretty much the whole game.
Well, I've noticed that Pallotti's been able to stifle any type of run that the Dons have been able to go on. They've been able to respond great. Each time the Dons put a couple baskets together, Pallotti would always have a couple of their own.
And, yes, good poise from this team. Chidnake's got a man open. Passes to Young. No good. Good pass there from Chidnake. And the score will stay right where it is. Martin controls. Here comes a screen. Kennedy. Giles working on Shaw. Ball in the corner. And a timeout called by Pallotti. Good defense from the Dons. 11 to shoot. We're coming up on 2 minutes left in this one. Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia. We'll be right back. And we are back. Joe Tartaglia, Carson Ware for the final stretch of this game. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. The Dons trail by 11 to start the second half, but they have really put a nice run together here, and the score stands Pallotti 43, Loyola 40. It's Pallotti ball here. Kennedy's going to inbound from the baseline. Giles into two defenders. Lost the ball. It ends up with Pallotti. The shot clock expires, and the Dons are going to get the ball back.
Some very good defense out of that timeout.
Yes, sir, and 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. Plenty of time. So they don't necessarily need a three here. I'd look for a basket cut.
There's plenty of time left
all game.
Plenty of time left, as you said. Just try to get a quality shot.
Hepton controls. Now up to Fox. Cameron Shaw. Fox for the tie. Got it.
And we're tied under 2 minutes here to play.
43-43. Loyola's battled back. Here's Giles guarded by Shaw. Giles got inside. Foul going the other way. Loyola will get the ball back. Any score will take the lead. And maybe an injured player. Giles seems to be a bit shaken up. Comes up slow.
And we are tied at 43. 1:40 left in the game.
Great effort by the Dons, putting their bodies on the line, showing they'll do anything for this victory. Fox is going to get the inbound here to Hepting, and the Dons will set up their offense, try to take the lead. Two good games here. The JV game just before this went into double overtime, and this game could come down to the last possession as Shaw draws the foul. He'll go to the line. And he's got a chance to give Loyola the lead.
A great buy by Shaw, working that one in, really driving the lane and forcing the foul.
And so something that has haunted the Dons all year, free throws. We'll see if Shaw can sink them. He got the first one. (45-43), Loyola leads. Minute 25 seconds to go. And Loyola needs to play defense. Nice crossover. Jumper no good. Loyola controls. Hepting's going to bring the ball up. They got 30 seconds on the shot clock, and they can really milk the clock here.
Duvall yelling to slow the pace, milk as much time as possible.
Ball knocked away. It will stay with Loyola. Joe, what kind of play do you think they can draw up here? Try to get an easy basket, extend this lead.
Well, first, what I think you're going to see is I'm sure you're going to see either Trillian or one of the points hold the ball up there at up at the top of the key, and they'll probably milk it down as long as they can until Pallotti decides they want to press up on them. After that, you might see a little pick and roll action, or you might just see if they can force a couple or hold off and take a deep three from the perimeter.
Yes, we got a timeout on the floor, so Loyola looking to make one last push. We're just under a minute, 45-43. They've got the lead, and really strong showing from the Dons here. They've battled back from 11 down, and you know they're in a good position. They could win this game. They got the ball. They're up 2. So we'll look to see here. And you know this would be a meaningful win.
Well, absolutely. You know, anytime you face a quality team like the 8-3 Pallotti Panthers, you know, you come in as the underdogs. You're always looking to take advantage of every opportunity you can. And the Dons have done that for the most part. Not every opportunity, but for the most part, they've been able to do enough to hang with them and now get a 2-point lead here with a minute left in the game. So now the Dons really have to emphasize the finish.
And, you know,
they've
really
been in games like this before against St. Joe and Gilman, but now is another opportunity for them to finish with a lead here late in the game.
And, you know, this would be a really good team win. You know, Shaw has obviously, he's been there, but, you know, he hasn't been the unstoppable force that he's been in a lot of these games. Shed underneath, misses the layup. Pallotti with the rebound. Can't control it. Timeout, Panthers.
The big missed opportunity there from Nake. He could have made it a 2-possession game. Instead, it is a...
And we'll stay right here with you, and you don't want to miss any of this. Just under a minute to go. So Pallotti is going to have the ball, and they can tie with the 2 or take the lead with the 3-pointer. What do you think they're going to draw up?
I think Pallotti's going to try to draw up some type of ball screen to try to work it down into their big men. They have a bit of a height advantage down low, but if Shid Nake is down there, Loyola's going to look to post him up at the baseline and see if he can make a block.
And also watch Kieran Martin. He's been hot all game. He's been hitting from the corners, so that's a place Loyola has struggled to defend today, the corners, and Martin has certainly made them pay from there. So watch him because he can put Pallotti up with one shot. And now just out of the timeout, we are set to go.
And remember from earlier in the game, that matchup to watch with Chidnake and Ronald Giles.
Yes, Joe, and that's going to prove very crucial. Loyola not putting on any pressure, and I'm assuming that Pallotti's going to let this ball roll before they bring it up. Kennedy, 3-pointer, got it.
Right off the ball screen.
Kieran Martin. Just as you said, Joe, a ball screen. 46-45, Cam Shaw up at the top. 5-second difference, shot game clock. Don's looking for the lead. Shaw to the basket. He drives. He's rejected. Dubem is fouled. 2 shots. Pressure free throws here.
And that's exactly what we talked about during that timeout. We said to watch out for that ball screen.
And a technical foul is going to be called on Pallotti. So the Dons are going to get 3 shots, I presume, and the ball back.
And that is a big mistake
And
on Pallotti's side.
Giles he may have just put the game away because Loyola is going to get 3 free throws because they're in the bonus, so they got the 2, and then they get the 1 for the technical, and they get the ball back. Wow, what a turnaround here.
A big mistake by the Panthers here very late in the game.
But the Dons still trail. Free throws could come back to haunt them, but let's hope for the best here as Dubem steps up for the first one. He got it. The game is tied. Missed it. And now Shaw's going to come to take the technical free throw. The Don's best free throw shooter. He can put him on top here, 26.4 left. Got it. Oh, it's 2 shots for a technical. So Shaw's going to get another. Missed it. 1-point game. So the Dons will, I'm assuming, be fouled.
So as they take a timeout, Carson, let's recap. Out of the 4 opportunities for the free throws, the Dons make 2. So
and it really needed at least 3 there, you know. Any sort of basket still. I know they get the ball back, but you never know with a turnover or something.
Instead of a 3-point lead, it's only a 1-point lead, and that can really affect the outcome of this game down the line, especially if Pallotti can work it down low, and all they need is a quick bucket down to the baseline.
And you just need 1 more, really. I mean, 4 out of 4 would be great, but 3 out of 4, that really would have been good for the Dons. That would have been a 2-point lead. They could have gotten the ball back. If they would have made both of the free throws from being fouled, then it would have been a 4-point game, 2 possession. So those, once again, like we said earlier in the beginning of the game, Joe, the free throws come back to haunt the Dons, but they still hold the lead, and they will have the ball once we come out of this timeout. I'm assuming they're going to try to get it into Shaw and have the Panthers foul him. It's been a great game.
It has been seesawing back and forth the entire time. Very entertaining to watch. Now it's going to come down to the last 26 seconds.
And the Dons finally broke through. They'd score about 3 in a row, then Pallotti would come back with a 3-pointer or something. They killed the momentum, but the Dons have finally broken through. They finally got something to go their way. And this would be a huge win to pull off. Fox can't find anybody. Gets it into Trillian Young. Young is fouled. 24.9 on the clock. The shot clock is off. And Trill can make this a 3-point game. That would be huge, and the Dons just have to guard the perimeter.
And the biggest free throws of the game right now for the Dons.
2 of the biggest shots of the season in this young season. Missed pretty much everything there, but, we just need to focus on this one now. A 2-point game would be huge. Up. Good.
And a very good job by Trillian Young. After that first one was off, and you saw his frustration with himself. He was able to regroup and sink the next one.
And we'll
great composure.
And we'll stay here with you as the Dons lead 48-46. So probably looking for a ball screen here for Pallotti, right?
Well, if it worked once, I guess they're thinking that they can do it again. And Loyola really hasn't done a great job in stopping it so far. So let's see if Pallotti tries to go one more time at it or if they draw something out.
And another thing is they could try to really push the ball. We've been seeing them doing that all game. So watch out for Kennedy bringing the ball up, just trying to get right to the rack. We'll see. Both teams still in the huddle. Pallotti's going to... Kennedy and Hepting. Now a two-man game. They switch. Trillian Young guarding Kennedy. Pass in the corner. They get a post up. Rebound. Tie game. Dons with 6 seconds left. They look to push it up.
DeValli's not stopping the clock. We're going to play it here.
Shaw with a three. Short. Overtime. A hard-fought game. It's not over yet, 48-48. We'll be back in just a minute. Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia. We'll see you when overtime starts. Joe Tartaglia and some free basketball. 4 more minutes. Regulation was not enough to decide the winner of these two teams. It's 48-48. Great game so far. Hardly fought. And, you know, Joe, I'm really impressed. Chid playing with 4 fouls for, you know, pretty much the whole fourth quarter and shows some great poise and still managed to have an impact.
And this is going to be the big test. If he can go a whole 4 minutes of aggressive basketball without taking a foul.
The Dons control it. They'll set up a play. 28 seconds to shoot. Young on the baseline, into Shaw. Shaw gives it up. Young for the basket, and Loyola takes the lead, 50-48. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go.
And a beautiful job working it down low.
Here comes Kennedy. They get a post up. Pallotti back out. Kennedy. And a charge is called, and Loyola takes over. 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go. That gets the crowd involved here.
Another clutch defensive play for the Dons, drawing that offensive penalty.
Loyola, just great effort this game, you know. They've drawn 3 or 4 charges, and that's really uncommon. This team has some great heart. Fox. Young. Shaw, triple. Tapped, and it's going to be saved by Kennedy, and he'll bring it up, guarded by Hepting. And a travel, no, a foul. And who's it going to go on? And Chidnake. I thought that was 5 fouls. It may be. Mitch Fisher comes in. He'll have to fill the void for the rest of this game. But don't discount Fisher on the inside. He's a good presence. Free throw. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Martin's been dead-eye this whole game.
That's a big loss here in overtime, losing Nake.
But we'll see, you know. This team is very young, a lot of juniors, a couple sophomores. And let's see if Fisher can step up. He's played a pretty sizable role this game for the Dons. Shaw. Box. Here goes Mitch Fisher. Hepting with 15 to shoot. The Dons will set up one more play here. They get it inside to Fisher, and And
that is a big
2 minutes, 28 seconds to go.
And that was a big mistake by Fisher. It's like he caught the dribble with the arm bar.
And Pallotti can take the lead. Kennedy steps up. Pallotti been almost perfect on their free throws tonight. You can tell that's something they really put a lot of effort into, and it's paid off. Clutch. 52-50. Low-scoring affair here. And the Dons can tie or take the lead with a 3. We're pushing on 2 minutes to go here in this game. Shaw inside. No call. Tough luck there for the Dons. 52-50 the score remains. Kennedy brings it up. And he's got Fisher out guarding him. Good defense by Fisher.
And neither team refusing to go away.
No, the Dons, you know, like you mentioned earlier, they've crumbled in a few games. It's early in the season. Understandable. As that pass nearly got away. It ends up with Martin. 7 to shoot. But the Dons have hung in this game. 5 seconds to go. On the shot clock. Kick out to the corner. That's a jumper. No good. Tap by Fisher. Dons control. Fox look to push the pace. Oh, what a feed! And Shaw draws the foul. Fox with an absolutely beautiful pass inside. He looked one way, fed it right onto the baseline for Shaw. 11-1 there, but, you know, got mauled by 2 defenders and shots coming up.
And like you said, a great pass by Brendan Fox.
And once again, important free throws. Got it. 1 point game.
And another big one here for Shaw.
This is a huge free throw. Cameron Shaw, clutch.
And we're tied again here with 1:30 left in this
Kennedy
overtime
brings
period.
it up. The Loyola bench clapping it up here. The Dons just got to play defense one time. They get the ball back. And there's a steal. Fox controls, will give it up. Hepting, 1 minute, 15 seconds to go. And a timeout is called. We'll stick here with you. Joe, what do you think the Dons can do to really just secure this win?
Well, first of all, like what they would have done throughout the entire game, they have to continue to pressure that interior of Pallotti's defense. They have to work the ball down to the baseline and try to get some easy hook shots for their big men. And if they do that, and if they pressure the interior enough, eventually a man will pop open on the perimeter, and it'll either be Cameron Shaw or Brennan Fox.
Yes, and Fox has been shooting it well this game. And don't discount Mitch Fisher on the inside. Good presence. He's made a three-pointer this game. He can demonstrate that, you know, he can play a pretty big role. With Chid out, we'll look for him to step up here. 1:12 seconds to go. The Dons will have the ball. And see if they can take the lead. Any score will give them the advantage. Connor Hepting takes it, crosses half court. Ball's in the hands of Shaw. They wanted to go to the corner. Pass nearly thrown away. We're under a minute. Fisher back to Hepting. Hepting's going to have to take a tough shot, and he threw it away. 45 seconds to go.
And that
30 to shoot.
That was exactly what you did not want to do if you were Loyola.
Yeah.
You didn't want to burn the entire clock without getting any type of a quality shot off.
You got to get a shot up. Kennedy. Corner, Martin. He's been good all game. Kennedy on the drive. Kicks it out. That is a three-pointer. No good. And out of bounds to Loyola. 28.1 seconds to go. The shot clock is off. We're all knotted at 52. The Dons can take the lead with a basket here. And the Dons will hold it. Kennedy's going to come up to apply some pressure. Here goes Hepting. And a
smart timeout
called by Loyola. Coach Davali wants to draw up a play. Absolutely great game we've got on our hands here. And, you the Dons will look to pull out a big victory.
A very smart timeout by Coach Duvall. He saw his man Hepting in trouble there at the half-court line, wisely calling for stoppage of play.
And once Loyola comes out of this timeout, a bucket would be huge. Only 19 and 1/10 seconds on the clock, so a basket, and they're in great position to win this game.
And the Dons, even with the absence of their sharpshooter J.J. Hallaby, really playing solid ball beyond the arc.
Yeah, missing one half of the backcourt there. Cam Shaw, Hallaby usually combined for most of the scoring. When one of your main scorers is out, other players step up. That's what we've seen this season in all their games. And really good team effort as we about to come out of the huddle here, and we are going to get set for what could be the end of this game. And I'd look for Fox on the wing. He's made a couple big three-pointers from the wing this game. And the most dangerous man on the floor after you inbounds the ball is the inbounds man. So Pallotti will have to look to pick him up, especially a sharpshooter like Fox. The Dons will stack on the inbound play.
Again, Loyola does not need a three, nor do they need to rush this shot off.
No, they can hold for the last shot if they want. Will they do that? I don't know. Inbound. Cameron Shaw. Pass tall for Young. He gets it back. 10 seconds go. Final 10. 8-7. Young. Fox for three. Blocked. 1 second left. Pallotti gets it ahead, and we're going to another overtime. 52-52. A cross-court pass had Fox for a three-pointer, but it was rejected. And we'll take a quick break. Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia. We'll see you at the beginning of the next overtime. Court, Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia, and both teams coming out of their huddle. And the second overtime period set to begin.
Like you said earlier, this is the second game to go into double overtime, the JV game. Yeah.
Yes, two evenly matched opponents here, and it's really been a treat. This is a hard-fought game. Dons overcoming the early deficit in the second half of about 11 points, and they fought back, and we're tied. Trillian Young going for the tip. They control it. Shaw ahead to Fisher. Fisher gets inside and scores. Mitch Fisher with a pretty good contribution tonight, and he puts the Dons on top right away.
And a nice high percentage shot there from Fisher.
Layup, no good. Young controls the rebound. The Dons are in no rush here. 30 seconds, 3 minutes. The plays for Shaw. Young high post, fake, and no call by the official. Looked like Pallotti may have gotten away with a bit of a bump there.
And a great pump fake there from Trilling, causing the defender to leave his feet. Surprising no call.
Martin. And now there's a call that way. And that's going to be 2 shots. Two free throws coming up for Martin. Oh, and he missed. So Martin has been spot on all night. Misses a big free throw.
It's one of the only misses we've seen from Pallotti all night, and it comes at a very crucial time in this game.
And he rattles home the second one, but the damage has been done. The Dons still lead, and they've got the ball. Fox. Pressure by Pallotti. Dons look to get it to the high post. Fox with the ball. Shaw. Into Young. Out to Shaw. Shaw to the rim, turned away. 1 point lead, a score of any kind will give Pallotti the advantage.
Looks like Shaw was trying to do a little too much there, trying to force another shot.
And we are fastly approaching 2 minutes to go in this game.
The double overtime period.
Good defense by the Dons. 10 to shoot. And Kennedy. Hepting does not agree with the call.
Hepting obviously frustrated with that call.
And Kennedy can put Pallotti on top with a free throw here. Clutch situation, 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go.
Just got to watch for the offensive board here in this situation.
Yes, Dons need to make sure, they're missing Chidnake, but they still need to control it. And there's a make. So Loyola trails. They got to get it across. Fox, Shaw. And now Cameron Shaw looks to get it to the high post. Fox, 15 to shoot. Shaw's got to make something happen here with 10 to shoot now.
You really want to start working something right now.
Hepting to the basket, kicks it out. Young, that's a three. Missed it a little bit to the left. Minute 40 seconds to go.
And a very good defensive possession for Pallotti, not allowing the Dons to work it down low.
Martin, the sharpshooter, now back up top in the hands of the point guard, Kennedy. A minute and a half to go. 15 seconds to shoot. Kennedy. Drive to the basket. Layup's good. 57 to 54. Cameron Shaw brings it up. Foul called. And so free throws for Hepting coming up. 57 to 54. And we are just over a minute to go.
Some big free throws coming up here for number 3, Connor Hepting.
These are huge. Hepting misses the first. And, this free throw can still cut it to 2.
Misses both.
And he misses both.
And there you see.
To go. Pallotti in no hurry.
Now the Panthers with a big opportunity to take a commanding lead here late in the overtime.
A bucket here could almost seal the game. Dons just got to play defense one time.
Timeout Pallotti.
Timeout Pallotti. And so Loyola down by 3. And, they need to play defense for 12 more seconds. Pallotti calling the timeout. Looks like they're going to draw up a play. And they'll try to get the ball to the interior most likely and maybe get some free throws. But Loyola, hard-fought game. And they're not out of it yet. 43 seconds to go. They only trail by 3. But, the focus right now is just on this one defensive possession, Joe. And here we go. We're set to break both huddles. And it will be Pallotti basketball with 12 seconds to shoot.
And the Dons defense really has to come up big here.
Yes, sir, and, not a whole lot of time left, so, you really need to stop here. 12 seconds to go. They'll probably use about 8 seconds of it, then they'll go. So, every second is precious. Martin in the corner. Kennedy, 5 to shoot. Looks like Kennedy's going to be the man for the shot.
Ball
Here
screen.
comes the screen. Steps into a 3. No. Rebound. Loyola can tie the game. Shaw. And Shaw traveled. 22.9 on the clock. The inbound pass goes over the head of Mitch Fisher. Oh. And Pallotti threw the ball away. The Pallotti coach wanted a timeout, didn't get one. 10 seconds to go. Here comes Hepting. Hepting. Shaw, jab step. Shaw thought he was fouled. He was not. .9 to go.
And Connor, unless Pallotti can't put away these 2 buckets, I believe that is all she wrote for the Dons tonight.
First one is good. Hard-fought game for Loyola. They're going to come up just short once again.
And this is about the 3rd conference game this season. The Dons have had a lead late in the game and have not been able to put it away.
Here comes Cam Shaw. Sets for a 3. Air ball. And that will do it. A hard-fought game for the Dons. They're going to come up just short. The final score, 59-54. Carson Ware, Joe Tartaglia. We'll see you next time, Friday versus Calvert Hall.